It's late. Everyone else is asleep. But your brain? Your brain just found the perfect time to start thinking about everything. The conversation from last week. The decision you haven't made yet. The thing you said 3 years ago that nobody else remembers. And here's what's interesting. This isn't random. There's a very specific type of person whose brain does this, and science has a lot to say about who they are. Researchers have found a consistent pattern. People with higher cognitive ability tend to experience significantly more nighttime mental activity, not because something is wrong with them, because of exactly how their brain is built. Here's the first thing you need to understand. Intelligent brains are hyperconnected. A study published in the journal Neuron found that people with higher IQ scores showed greater functional connectivity between distant brain regions. In simpler terms, their brain parts talk to each other more. More connections mean more associations. More associations mean more thoughts. And more thoughts at 11 p.m. mean you already know what it means. But it goes deeper than that. Highly intelligent people tend to have what researchers call a highly active default mode network. We've talked about the default mode network before. It's the system that activates when you're not focused on a task. For most people, it hums quietly in the background. For highly intelligent people, it runs at full volume all the time, even when you desperately want it to stop. There's also something called cortical arousal. The brain has a baseline level of stimulation it operates at. For highly intelligent people, that baseline is naturally higher, which means their brain needs more to feel calm and less to feel overstimulated. Silence doesn't feel peaceful to a highly aroused cortex. It feels like an invitation to think. Picture this. It's midnight. The room is dark. There are no distractions, no tasks to complete, no people to respond to. For most people, that's the signal to sleep. For a highly intelligent brain, that's the signal to finally have some space to think. The quiet isn't peaceful. It's an opening. And then there's the problem of overthinking, which isn't actually overthinking at all. Psychologists prefer the term elaborative processing. It means your brain doesn't just register an experience and move on. It analyzes it, connects it to other experiences, searches for patterns, extracts meaning, files it somewhere useful for later. This is exactly what makes intelligent people good at what they do, and exactly what keeps them awake at 1 a.m. There's also a strong connection between intelligence and anxiety. A study from Lakehead University found that higher verbal intelligence was significantly associated with higher levels of worry and rumination. The same brain that can hold complex ideas together also holds complex fears together, with equal precision, equal detail, equal vividness. And here's something most people never consider. Highly intelligent people are often more aware of uncertainty. They see more possibilities, more outcomes, more things that could go wrong, and more things that could go right but probably won't. This isn't pessimism. It's pattern recognition running in overdrive. Your brain is doing its job, just at the wrong time, in the wrong place. In a dark room at 2 a.m., there's also the creative connection. Research consistently shows overlap between high intelligence and creative thinking. And creative thinking has a rhythm. It doesn't perform on demand. It arrives when the conscious mind quiets down. When the analytical brain finally stops managing everything, the creative brain starts making connections, wild ones, unexpected ones, the kind that feel like they came from nowhere. They didn't come from nowhere. They came from the space between tasks, the space that only opens up at night. This is why so many highly intelligent people describe their best ideas arriving at night. Not because night is magical, because night is the first moment all day when their brain finally has room. But there's a cost. When your brain is generating at midnight, it's not recovering. It's not consolidating memories properly. It's not processing emotions efficiently. It's not doing the maintenance work that only happens during deep sleep. sleep, and a brain that doesn't recover properly becomes less of what it's capable of, less sharp, less connected, less itself. So what do you do with a brain that won't stop? The answer isn't to fight it. Fighting your own brain at midnight never works. You already know this. The first thing that actually helps is giving the brain a landing place. Before bed, write down everything that's circling, not to solve it, just to get it out of the loop. Your brain keeps cycling through thoughts because it's afraid of forgetting them. Give it proof that they're safe somewhere, and it starts to let go. The second thing is temperature. Your body needs to drop its core temperature to initiate deep sleep. A cool room, a warm shower before bed, or even just cold feet, all of these signal to your brain that it's time to shift modes. Highly intelligent people often ignore their body completely because they're too busy thinking. But the body is the door, not the brain. The third thing is the hardest. Accept that your brain will always want to think at night. Don't pathologize it. Don't fight it. A notebook, a voice memo, a designated 10 minutes to think before you consciously decide to stop. Your brain doesn't need to be silenced. It needs to feel heard. Because here's the truth. The brain that keeps you awake at night is the same brain that solves problems nobody else can. That sees connections nobody else notices. That holds ideas with a precision and depth that most people never experience. It's not a flaw, it's the price of admission, and maybe, just maybe, it's worth it. If this felt like someone finally explained your nights, subscribe. Because every week on Zeno Minds, we go deeper into the psychology of how your brain actually works. And the next video, it's going to explain something about you that you've never been able to put into words until now. Click it.